For nearly 20 years, the Kingdom Hearts series has brought out a variety of titles, with a long story that has continued and developed over time. But we've reached the end of a major story arc with Kingdom Hearts 3, giving us boundless potential on future titles. Now, this would excite me, giving us new ideas and new games. However, the next game will be made by one of my contestants here, and that doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence, it fills me with a primal fear. What will they pitch to me today? I don't know, don't care, but I have to listen. This is Armchair Devs, Kingdom Hearts. Hello and welcome to Armchair Devs, Kingdom Hearts. I'm your host, KZ, and with me, a variety of contestants have assembled to pitch their big Kingdom Hearts game to me, including Dan from GigaBoots.com.
Very excited to be here, KZ. I'm feeling confident I'm going to walk away with this.
Bob from GigaBoots.com.
I'll tell you up front, I'm going to win Game of the Year.
That's a tall order for a Kingdom Hearts game, I'll tell you that. Mainstream Games Press hates this shit. Also, Aggro from GigaBoots.com.
I've seen one Kingdom Hearts game played one time, and I'm just hoping to end tonight with the same number of friends I went into it with.
He won't answer that number, though. And last but certainly not least, the one I'm afraid about the most, Mr. Feel from over there.
Today, I'm feeling white.
Can we stop? Is that it? Is that all we do? Oh shit, there's actually a flow to this show. So, these are our contestants. It's a lot of contestants, actually. It's a scary amount this time. It means a decent percentage more pitches we get to get. So, we start by doing an elevator pitch for their game. We're going to start with Dan. Dan is going to get 30 seconds. Give me the elevator pitch for his game. Whenever he starts speaking, I'll start this timer.
Mamma Mia, with the resounding success of Le Grand Bistrot, Scrooge McDuck wants to return to a prior business endeavor to perfect it and completely corner the market. That's right, Scrooge McDuck's famous love of sea salt ice cream knows no bounds as he serves up many delicious flavors of ice cream, gelato, and frozen custard to key Kingdom Hearts characters. Can you concoct the perfect flavor for Riku, Goofy, or in his first time appearance in the series, Gizmo Duck? You're gonna have to try it! Kingdom Hearts Rocky Road!
Exactly 30 seconds. This is an incredibly direct, exciting, and freshly served elevator pitch.
Every day.
Every day. Next up is going to be Dr. Aggro, who will have 30 seconds to deliver to me a Kingdom Hearts game pitch based on the extensive knowledge that he got from watching someone else play Kingdom Hearts 3 like 3 weeks ago. Whenever you're ready, just start talking.
In the far reaches of the realm between, on an illustrious but ill-fated world unreachable by Gummy Ship, a season of calamity has come. In Resonance Reconnect, Infinite Gray Sky, some force is corrupting any heart within its reach and converting them into something else. In a last desperate gambit, the remaining survivors choose one of their own, a congenial girl in the blossoming season of her life as both sacrifice and savior. By activating the Quad Resonator and taking her heart out of sync, they hope to guard her from the corrupting influence of the universe's greatest threat, Sora.
All right, that's time. There is a pitch that now some may say, "Oh man, he's not gonna know what Kingdom Hearts really is." That seemed pretty on brand. That seemed on brand with the meat and potatoes of Kingdom Hearts, its lore and shit that could happen. I. God. Bob, you're next.
All
because
right.
I have to space the ones that scare me out by at least one person. So you will have 30 seconds to pitch to me whatever it is you've done.
Bullet wounds don't heal in 30 seconds, KZ.
Chiraga.
After acquiring a Keyblade, from Yensid, Tifa enters the realm of Twilight in search of Cloud and encounters various forgotten Square Enix worlds under attack by the Crystal-Hearted. Cloud, stranded on the world of Twilight, discovers the origin of Sora's power while working with Sephiroth, Geno, and Sayonara Zard to protect the stranded Disney's denizens, trying to adjust their new life. Kingdom Hearts Timeless Twilight follows the stories of these two heroes attempting to save the world of Twilight and stop the ascension of a new god.
Time!
I wish you had done me first.
Fuck.
Now, you see, this is interesting because everyone seems to be offering something. Dan with Disney, Aggro with the original characters of Kingdom Hearts, Bob with the Final Fantasy. We're getting a little bit of everything here, but we have one more. Mr. Feel, show me your original idea that's going to be nothing like anything anyone else has presented.
Kingdom Hearts Future Twilight Parallel is the next chapter of the Kingdom Hearts story. Play as new character Oka and explore his home of Twilight City, battling new villains and harnessing the power of a refined command deck battle system and a new sort of Keyblade. Form friendship and bonds with the residents of your home to gain the power you need to solve the mystery of the Parallel, a phenomenon blighting the city.
All right. We have survived the first act of whatever this is. Now that we've gotten our elevator pitch from each of our contestants, I'm going to have to ask them questions. We need to dig deep on these game ideas. Now, starting with Dan, I was assaulted by your pitch from sheer shock. What is the name again?
The name is Kingdom Hearts Rocky Road. You see, because the whole game is about making delicious frozen treats, ice cream, gelato, and frozen custard. You can make many, many flavors. You want to know how many? I can list them all if you want.
Okay, I'm going to need you to list every single one, Dan.
Right now?
It seems like you have a pattern whenever you're a contestant.
Okay, we can do this right fucking now. Here we go. So this is one of the highlight flavors. It's called the Oat Keeper. It's made from oat milk and has Oat Keeper Keyblade sprinkles. We have Rocky Road. See, some of these are more basic. You start off more basic, and then you get to really specific ones that are going to be different characters' favorite flavor of ice cream, which is really important as you franchise out as Scrooge McDuck. Anyways, so we've got our more basic flavors like Rocky Road and a little bit less basic with our Black Sesame. Then you've got Durian, which is going to be Goofy's favorite flavor. Blue Heaven, which is a delicious mix of vanilla and raspberry, black walnut, tutti frutti. You know, these are all pretty basic now. You got Ubi, you got blueberry cheesecake, you've got Pog ice cream, which is a real thing, by the way, and it's made from passion fruit juice, orange, and guava.
That thing's ruined.
You got Stracciatella, you got the Power of Baking, which is made from cookie dough and brownie batter, and it's Sora's favorite.
Casey, this is your fault.
You have garlic ice cream, which is Pete's favorite. You have oyster ice cream. You've got pistachio, tea berry, dragon fruit, lucuma, which is a nutty, popular in Peru type of ice cream. It's very interesting. Then you go a little bit more basic again, you know, peanut butter, matcha, toffee. Of course, we can't do this game without sea salt ice cream. That's important. Then you have flavors like Candy Goggles, which is bubblegum flavored ice cream with Pop Rocks and sprinkles. You got Papu Fruit ice cream, Spicy Chocolate, which is Lee's favorite, Bueno Volcano, which is Axel's favorite. You've got Key Lime, where the key is the letter, and it's young Xehanort's favorite flavor.
Oh, man.
We've got Dole Whip, which is Donald's favorite flavor. We've got Honey Bunny, which is Oswald the Lucky Rabbit's favorite flavor. We've got Spark Lemon, which is Larxine's favorite flavor. Snow Bear, which is Kyrie's favorite. Hokey Pokey, which is an interesting flavor that it's a vanilla ice cream with small honeycomb toffee.
He's still going.
Then we have a flavor. It's a very interesting one. It's called Gambler's Fate. It's Luxor's favorite flavor. It's made from the runoff of the three prior flavors that were crafted, meaning each time it's a unique experience that can either go really great or really terribly. That one was called Gambler's Fate. We also have, a bit more basic again. We got Dulce de Leche. We got Rockin' Crunch. Birthday Cake, which is Ventus's favorite. Then there's White Chocolate, which is Yen Sid's favorite.
There it is.
Malt Chocolate with Fudge Swirl, which is Tara's favorite because it is a very strong flavor. We've got Rum Chocolate, which is Scrooge McDuck's favorite. Thin Mint Cookie, which is Nominee's favorite. We got Chocolate Espresso, which is young Ericus's favorite. See, some of the time, eventually, through growing your empire, your ice cream is so powerful that people travel from the past into the future to eat Scrooge McDuck's ice cream. We're almost done, everyone.
Casey, you have the power to end this.
No, we're almost there. We have Sweet Stack, based on the Keyblade itself from Birth by Sleep. Use the Chocolat, which is a chocolate gelato. We've got Pumpkinhead, which is Jack Skellington's favorite, of course. Red Velvet, which is Marluxia's. Rum Raisin, which is the ghost of Xehanort's. He's dead, but he's eating this ice cream. It's real great. We got Flan with caramel sauce, flavored ice cream, which is Aqua's favorite. We have the mystery flavor, which is a different flavor every time. That's Shion's favorite. We've got Toasted Coconut, which is Riku's. Tiramisu Gelato, Ultima Custard, and Fortnite, which is cotton candy flavored, and it's Meow Wow's favorite.
How many of those did you just list?
52!
I'd like to revise my earlier statement about wanting the same number of friends.
I'm sorry, no takebacks.
Thank you for letting me list them.
You're welcome, because when I ask you something, I want to get as much information out of that so I can make an informed decision on a variety of things, but also this show. And this was enlightening. It shows you really did your research, because you didn't know about that ice cream Keyblade when we played that game. You went back. You learned things.
There's a lot of deep cuts here, like Gizmo Duck.
The entry I may be most interested in might be Bob's. So we're gonna shift gears to Bob.
Bob, do you have 52 flavors of ice cream to tell me?
I don't think I do. I have not written those down.
Okay, that's probably for the best.
Now, I have a couple notes here, but I can't tell which one is the title, so you're going to have to give me your title again.
The title is Kingdom Hearts Timeless Twilight.
Okay, yeah, that is that one. Okay, I did write that down then. All right. So this clearly is bringing about a bunch of Final Fantasy, but also Square Enix representation. Please tell me what Scion Barzad will be doing in Kingdom Hearts Timeless Twilight.
KZ, I'm not sure you want to know this, but I will tell you.
I don't, but you're going to tell me. Do it.
Scion Barzad lives in the world of Twilight, where Cloud is stranded. We find the origins of Sora in this game. We find out that Scion is his dad. And that his mother is Dominique, who's been stranded in the other world after this world's been split off. And Scion's stuck here. Scion's a little bit older. He's trying to act more mature. He's trying to draw a beard. He basically looks identical, but with a really bad beard.
No, I was hoping for a Ryu beard.
No, he's basically like when I try and grow a beard, it doesn't work.
Wow, self-insert much? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's very flattering, right?
If this is accurate as a player of the video game The Bouncer,
Uh-huh.
the thought of Dominique giving birth gives me the question of how.
Oh, well, I have an explanation for that too, KZ.
Go ahead. You know what? Go ahead. It's
Hey,
your bonus.
In the universe of Kingdom Hearts, sex doesn't exist. They just need to love each other enough and kiss, and that's it. That a baby appears.
Oh my god, he might be right.
That's why Sora's power is so unique, where he's able to take in anything. His soul is made up from a human soul and the soul of like a manufactured soul of a robot.
I'm glad I knew this. I'm so glad.
You should be.
I'm gonna move on to Dr. Aggro. I'm gonna be honest, I was so enthralled, I didn't write a fucking thing down that you said. So I'm gonna need you to give me the title of this game again.
Resonance Reconnect, and that's capital R-E colon capital C-O-N-N-E-C-T hyphen Infinite Gray Sky.
Okay, infinite.
Sounds like it's made by
All
Miss
right.
Walker.
You know, I have no way to tackle questions for you, so I'm gonna do the worst thing I could ever do. Pick something you want to say about your game.
He gets two?
Wow.
Anything at all.
How generous.
Pick a gun.
Okay.
Fire away.
So I guess I'll go with basic premise here. So if
All right.
time and life are both infinite, then so too must be the power of hearts. Now, statistically speaking, any given sentience in the Kingdom Hearts universe is statistically more likely to be Sora than to not be Sora. And with Sora's penchant for merging with hearts, splitting off from his body, and the ability of his heart to regenerate, given enough time, timelines, and space, the number of Soras approaches infinity. As the number of Soras increase, the connections between the Sora hearts increase its power exponentially. Soon, anyone who has Sora in their heart via memories or fond feelings is also corrupted by and transforms into Sora. So what you're mostly doing for the first half of the game is traveling to blasted, destroyed Disney worlds, fighting the horrible, malformed, half Sora creatures that still survive. Breaking them, releasing the pieces of their hearts, and then capturing them in the fragments of defeated Sora Keyblades to add to your own power.
Okay. Some of this seems good. These corrupted characters, solid. Reminds me of stuff in like Crisis Core, where there's a lot of people that are like the same dude, and they're like corrupted and enemies. So I'm like, you know what? I can gel with this. Is that blood? All right. Moving on. I have to talk to. Oh no. I have to talk to Phil. He is our fourth contestant. I've got some good notes here about Kingdom Hearts Future Twilight Parallel. Is that what this is called?
Correct.
All right, I
Kingdom
blacked
Hearts
out, I guess.
FTP.
Nice.
Tell me, you know what? No, don't tell me about that.
Tell me a thing.
Because
Wait,
you will
no.
later. That would fuck you. And we need to get more information out of you. Talk to me about this this command deck system you're running.
Okay, well, the protagonist Oka's world, Twilight City, is fundamentally different from the other worlds we have seen in Kingdom Hearts so far, so magic doesn't exist. So he doesn't get something like Sora's power set where he gets spells. Instead, by forming bonds with other characters, which uses the D-links from Birth by Sleep, except I believe they're dimension links in Birth by Sleep. In this, they will be destiny links. So rather than a command melding system or using Pokemon like in Dream Drop Distance, You will get new commands by basically doing side quests for specific characters and meeting specific characters, and many of them will be tied to mini games. So it's new and improved command deck because, one, your regular attacks will still be good. Two, there will be a lot fewer commands. So they'll be more distinct, but they'll be more distinct. And three, you have a light attack and a heavy attack now.
Ooh.
So, for example, I will give you an example of one of the characters you can form a bond with. You can form a bond with Masamune from Chrono Trigger.
Oh.
And one of the commands you will get is similar to Zantetsuken, so Odin's single slash that instantly kills anything. You'll be able to get that and have it as one of your commands, for example.
Oh, okay. So this makes sense. It takes the familiar command deck, does it in a different way, which I think is interesting. And then, of course, the light heavy attack thing is fresh and new to the series. Usually it's just default attacks. This didn't hurt me. I'm pretty pleased. I have to do another round. Oh no, that isn't good. I have to do another one of these. Let's see. I'm gonna do this one more time. I'm gonna do the question where I just let someone shoot off their gun one more time for a question. And I'm gonna give that to Bob. You can tell me whatever you fucking want.
There's so much.
Yeah. That's why I'm giving it to you. There's a lot of mystery here. All I know about is how babies are made.
You got important information.
It is critical. No stork involved.
Surprisingly not. I didn't cover it. There could be a stork involved somewhere. Maybe
could have been a stork heartless or some shit.
Yes. Let's see. I'll go ahead and talk about the first world you travel to is Tifa, because she's the one who needs to enter this world, is going to be Chrono Trigger world. And we're going to discover that time travel no longer works because the realm of Twilight exists outside of time. So it's basically you get to use the epoch as the main way of transport afterward instead of a gummy ship. You team up with Luca and you have the whole cast there, all beautifully rendered in new fidelity. And we have multiple characters playable. So you actually be switching between Tifa, and you'll get the one person from each of these worlds she travels to. So for that one, it'll be Luca. Magus, because Luca's going to be piloting the epoch.
Oh yeah, Magus is raw.
Yes.
All right, this has the makings of something really exciting, I think. Every time you go to a world, it gets to be a fun, exciting thing of who am I going to get to control additionally, which I think is neat. Also, original Square Enix worlds is always really exciting with some nice little twists in there. We're going to go back to Kingdom Hearts Rocky Road with Dan, and I'm going to I look at my notes on yours. It has the most notes of anyone else. I don't know how we managed that, but you have half a page here compared to everyone else's. And it only says one type of thing. But my next question kind of loops into it, because of course you're making a food. Here you're making an ice cream thing here. You're making desserts. Is there a system of procuring the ingredients? Like, are you going out and trying to get these things? How do you come across new things to create new recipes, new flavors?
So, since this is a more casual mobile phone experience, what we're going for is, as you expand the franchise out to multiple different worlds, you're able to source more unique ingredients for your ice cream. So you'll start up shop in, say, Twilight Town. maybe go to other worlds like Disney worlds and stuff, and you could get more key ingredients from specific places that have them, a lot like cooking in Kingdom Hearts 3 or various other things in prior entries in the Kingdom Hearts series. This is important because that means growing your franchise to more worlds gets you the ability to make the unique recipes that make specific influencers fall in love with your franchise. That way you can find the perfect flavor for Lee or Axel or Riku or Donald, and then they, through word of mouth, they can help even more people fall in love with your franchise. It's almost like a marketing buff if you can find, specific important characters' favorite flavors. So, for example, maybe you would expand to the 100 Acre Wood, and through getting a connection to that through the book in Twilight Town or wherever it might be, you can make the Honey Bunny ice cream, which is Oswald's favorite.
Would you say this is like business related, where it's like the characters are directly paying to get these things?
I wouldn't describe it in such a joyless manner. I would describe it more like delightful JRPGs where you do run a shop, something like that. There's a bit more character to it, and I think it's more about the joyous nature than number crunching. This is a sim, but the interface and the focus of our production will not be on a hardcore sim angle. It'll be on the joy of dialogue with unique characters as they come in to try your best ice cream at your headquarters. Because, of course, Scrooge McDuck can only be at one of these.
All right, I was just interested mainly from the concept of, say, you go to the 100 Acre Wood, and I'm like, Winnie the Pooh does not know what money is. I'm mainly concerned for him.
Two things. One, that sounds like his problem. Two, none of these flavors are his favorites, so it doesn't matter.
Get fucked. All right.
Well, he doesn't know what money is. He might know what Mooney is.
Mooney.
Keeps it on the shelf right next to his uni.
All right. Next up, I'm going to return to Resonance Reconnect Infinite Gray Sky, which would be Dr. Agra's game. Man, there's a lot here. All right, here's a good idea. I'm gonna need you to give me, tell me 3 of the worlds in this game. More specifically, these could be original worlds. These could be Disney worlds, or whatever else you have planned. I'm gonna need 3 of them though. Make this a little bit, give you a chance to really fill out these notes.
Okay. Well, one of the first worlds you go to is the one based on Hercules, but instead of its original title, it's just scrawled out and the word Sora is stamped over it like 8 times. All of the gods are now dead or gone, and all of the what were once human and even most of the heartless now have spiky JRPG hair, big yellow shoes, or a bright main character smile.
I'm imagining a face-apt shadow and getting scared.
All right, that's a good first one.
There is also out there in the shoals of reality, as the past, the future, and distant space all sort of churns and collides in this cascade of powerful Sora Heart. A copy of the Destiny Islands called the Destiny 2 Islands. There have been some minor upgrades, but a lot of the later editions kind of fell flat.
Maybe they'll consider rolling back to the way it was in the previous Destiny Islands, and then people will like it a lot more. Though I think it could use a little bit more independence.
Oh, I know the third one should be. So when you're traveling between these worlds, you don't actually have access to a gummy ship. You have because in the first couple of worlds, you're going to run into a lot of Soras and Sora-esque people that are wearing those black organization coats. You collect enough of those to completely encompass Talon, the magical spaceship that travels through time. And you use that as your main conveyance. There is a level called the Magical Spaceship Graveyard.
Oh no!
Where it's hundreds of iterations of Talon.
Oh no!
That all sort of wash up in this one point of space-time, and they've been strapped together into this enormous dead space station full of starving rabid Soras.
I am so sad, and that is so cool.
It actually is very cool. Let's see. Now that we've gone through those, it's time for Kingdom Hearts Future Twilight Parallel. I have to ask Phil some questions here. Oh, man. There's a lot that I could go into here. I'm just going to have you talk about the mystery of Parallel.
Well, the mystery of the Parallel is that in Twilight City, people have been vanishing and monsters have been appearing. The Parallel is a parallel form of the city. It is where all combat takes place and also where the dungeons in the game are located. It is a version of the city where everything goes dark, and it looks sort of like Moonside from Earthbound. The goal is, because this thing is also going to be on the Switch, and we need the Switch to be able to run this. So combat takes place in the performance dimension. But we gave it a very nice aesthetic, so it won't end up like Astral Chain where you want to die looking at it.
Good, you'll be using more than one color. I'm very excited.
And monsters pull people into the Parallel and also can escape from the Parallel. And those monsters, since every Kingdom Hearts game, all the major ones at least, introduce a new form of monster, with Heartless being in Kingdom Hearts 1, Nobodies in Kingdom Hearts 2, the Unversed in Kingdom Hearts 3, Dream Eaters in Dream Drop Distance. Nothing in Kingdom Hearts 3 unless you count the robots. Maybe those count. We'll have to see. But in this, we will be mining Square Enix's past and just using the noise from The World Ends With You. Because they're already basically Kingdom Hearts monsters.
Very new and exciting.
Okay, yes. Okay, there's some potential to some cool designs here. Once again, no more slowly turning The World Ends With You into a Kingdom Hearts property. I think that is hilarious. There's a lot of potential there. Well, we've gone through 2 rounds of questions, I think. I think things are getting rough. Oh, man. Well, we have a segment here in which I had these guys draw something. And that is going to give us a better idea of what their game is. Now, the prompt this time were of 2 items. The main antagonist of their particular game, and an original Keyblade design. So, starting with Dr. Aggro, I'm going to need your main antagonist and original Keyblade design. You can walk us through those.
Okay. You got a preference for which comes first?
I think we can open with the Keyblades first, and then we'll do the main villains.
Okay. Now, I designed 3 different forms for this Keyblade.
Ah.
So, here's the first form.
Oh, good.
That's a chainsaw. That's
very nice reference to original Kingdom Hearts 1 beta designs for the chainsaw.
The world where the main character is from is actually a collection of forgotten and discarded bits of other worlds. So this washes up on shore one day, and she continues to add pieces of defeated Sora Keyblades as teeth.
That's good, because it gets stronger over time.
For its second form, when you really need to get some range into the mix, We have the flying guillotine.
I got confused at first and went, a hat?
Kinda. For all you Shaw Brothers fans out there. And then once you've reached a certain point of Sora energy absorption, you gain access to the Keyblade's third and final form.
No!
Oh, God damn it!
No! This logo's great. Pac-Man be in the game.
This is. God damn it. I can't believe this. How dare you tie these two properties together?
For a multifaceted, nuanced approach to combat.
How innovative.
Which, man, you should see this thing when you use the shot lock. You are going to need all of these tools for the final boss fight of the game after you have broken the Resonance Connect power of all of the Sora hearts, defeated most of them. There will still be a small number of them left that you are going to have to destroy. As they pile into the Sora.
Does Disney own Shark Boy and Lava Girl now? I don't know why I'm asking that looking at this.
I can see why you would ask that question. It's a good question. We're not answering it.
This seems a bit Path of Neo, doesn't it?
Yeah, right?
This seems pretty good. You're doing your final battle on the wasteland of a Windows Vista desktop background.
I like how they've all jumped into it head first, so it's just the legs sticking out.
Well, if you look at his right arm, a lot of the Soras are head out, so they can wield their Keyblades.
Okay. I thought they could headbutt.
Do they all have their own physics? So is this going to be like a technically really impressive thing?
Really, we're just like ragdolling a bunch of limbs off of a central structure.
Oh, that'll look good.
This has potential, I feel.
Now with Tress effects.
Ooh.
just like Splatter, the PS3 Splatterhouse.
This is the mag of final bosses. All right. Well, I've learned about all I need to know about your art. So we're going to move on to Bob next.
All right. You said Keyblade first?
Keyblade.
All right, here we go. Okay, this is Tifa's barrel Keyblade.
Nice.
Ooh.
This is actually a type of key. You can go look it up. It's called a barrel key.
Okay.
It basically is a big circular thing that you shove into a hole and then turn it, just like a regular key.
Mm-hmm.
I figured this is the best point of contact for a melee, like hand-to-hand Keyblade. Need a good, solid impact point. If you look at the detailed structure, you see all the internal workings of it too, so it can like expand out, go around your fist, like it is on the left side there.
Yeah, I really like stuff like this. Just there's a lot of thought behind how this works.
And this
Bob,
is what
I have a question.
Wait, what's up?
Is Tifa a member of Akatsuki?
Yes!
Look, I colored it like that. I was like, well, I guess I'm sticking with that. So yes, of course.
Okay. I hate that you had to ask because I've been trying to ignore the pattern and going, no, not approaching it. Not approaching it until he has to reveal it later.
But yeah, this is what she gets from Yen Sid after she beats him up enough to get it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so he can actually forge Keyblades, something we didn't know. He can just make them.
Wow. I mean, you never know what sort of Yen Sid lore a new Kingdom Hearts is going to drop on you.
Right? That guy.
Yeah.
All right, and
yeah. What else we got?
we got our main villain here. I got two pictures for this one, so this is the first one.
Okay.
So this is Garland.
Oh my god!
He's gone to the Keyblade graveyard, collected all the keys he can, and made his new armor out of Keyblades.
Oh yeah,
That's really cool.
Oh my!
He can also let me do the other picture here so we can see what they do.
Uh-huh.
They can all fire off, and he uses them for maneuvering, kind of like Big O does.
Oh my god! Question: Is the cape have a keyhole on it, or is that a magic aura that he has summoned?
That's his cape with a keyhole on it. The keyhole is the magic aura, though. Yes. He's he's looking to build the ultimate key ring by collecting them from all these other worlds, so that he can unlock the door to the seat of God and become the new god of the Kingdom Hearts world, which clearly has no god currently. He's doing this using his 4 fiends. No, I misplayed the page. Give me a second.
Yeah, all right.
His 4 fiends are Miserable, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, Yen Sin, and Pocahontas Altar.
Oh my god.
Is Pocahontas altar white?
Yes.
Yeah. What? You ever have that feeling where you face the strongest attack? You take the biggest hit, but a bigger hit was right behind you. The boulder fell, but there was a boulder on top.
You also notice that he has all those 4s in his chest plate or in his stomach plate because of his 4 fiends.
Oh yeah.
I like the 4 fiends. I like any game that has their 4 devas, their 4 generals. That's always really exciting to go through. This design.
You might also notice the Allen wrench coming out of his head.
I did.
It's really cool, man. We're gonna move on. The next one is gonna be Dan with Kingdom Hearts Rocky Road. We need a Keyblade.
Okay.
We need a villain.
Yeah,
We need it.
I'm very excited. So we of course have an original Keyblade design, in as much as it sprinkles on the Oat Keeper ice cream. So those are tiny little cookie biscuits,
incredible,
that just go all over the oat milk ice cream in the Oat Keeper. They are chocolate flavored cookie bits. It is really good.
All right.
Hey, it is a very popular flavor of ice cream.
I want it.
And I'm very excited to announce the villain of this game. You all know him. It's time for him to take a more active role in the story. The villain is going to be Pete, running his counter sweet shop called Petey Sweeties.
Son of a bitch.
Man, where did you get such a very good piece of art of Pete? Like, I don't know where you could have gotten that.
Well, this actually, I'm not sure, your keen eye clearly detected this. This is a mix of live action, Photoshop, and CGI. This is actually set up on the streets of San Francisco, where he's going to start his headquarters.
It really shows that you're a good guy because you listed a flavor that's Pete's favorite, but he's your rival.
Yep. It's true because, when your food is good enough, even your rivals want some.
The fact that he wouldn't get a new outfit is even more hilarious.
This literally takes place right after Kingdom Hearts 3 because Le Grand Bistrot was so popular and so successful that Scrooge immediately started feeling the how do you say, the businessman stagnation, and he didn't want that, so he immediately takes off to do this endeavor. Pete's tired of this organization bullshit. He's tired of following Maleficent around and doing jack shit. He's ready to do some ground roots, very small scale, spiteful bullshit as he runs his vaguely crusty crab like fucking dessert shop. I would like to note that flavor of ice cream right there is saltwater ice cream, and he put sprinkles of sand on it because Pete is a dipshit.
There's a lot of mystery behind what we're about to do next here with our next one. Now, I had almost asked Phil the question about the new Keyblade type, then realized, oh yeah, the prompt for this is he's gonna tell me anyway when the art comes. So Phil, present to me your Keyblade that you've designed, and then we'll do a villain.
This is the Open Gateway Keyblade. It is a USB rather than being a normal key. Oka's Keyblade is unique in that it kind of sucks on its own, but
good.
Because in contrast to Sora, who is big and strong and can beat the shit out of anybody, apparently his power level is like as high as Jiren's. Oka is a much more low-key protagonist, and he powers up by connecting his hearts to others much more literally than Sora, but because you can see the keychain there, you don't swap out your Keyblade. Instead, you get chunks of a modern wayfinder that is like a triangle-shaped LED. So in each section of it will color based on whose links you have equipped to the wayfinder, which is how you pick your commands, and it will also determine how what type of dodge and block you have. But also, during certain attacks and during the highest level of Destiny links, which are similar to form changes, his Keyblade will just turn into another weapon. And this is the second level of Masamune's Destiny link, where it just becomes Sephiroth's sword.
Of course.
Good. It just makes me wonder what the third level would be then.
Oh, the third level is the ultimate weapon of the game because you have to max out all of the Keyblade refining stuff because he's also the Keyblade smith.
Oh, that's a lot like my Ultima custard.
I understand.
Anyway, here's the villain.
All right, we need our villain. Here we go.
What? That nose!
Yes, his nose is shaped like that. This is Akeru Hakure. His nose is shaped like that because we're going for a sort of attractive rat look, similar to such characters as the current villain of Final Fantasy XIV, Emmett Selch, I think is how you say his name.
Yeah, we're really going for the rat fuckers at Square Enix right now.
Also, he is inspired by Arden, as you can tell by him having similar hair. And also, the most popular host in Japan, a man named Roland, who looks very similar to Emmett Selch. But you can see most of the time he'll just appear and throw some noise at you and go away, maybe disparage you. But when he has to fight you, he will reveal his noise arm.
Noise.
He'll push his cloak aside and he'll have his noise arm and directly fight you. And his goal is that he controls the parallel and wants to see it completely overwrite the actual world, which he has decided is not real. And in fact, the parallel is the real world.
Ooh. This is intriguing, just like his nose. Well, this sure is a lot of art material that I've received today that I can't say I necessarily wanted, but we got it. We are now going to, why the fuck did I ask that as a question? This is going to be even worse. I get to give you guys more guns. So starting with Dan, tell me something that you have not had the opportunity to say about Kingdom Hearts Rocky Road.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say the arc of it, because there is an arc.
Oh!
As you franchise out these worlds, you know, Scrooge McDuck himself doesn't get to do so much hands-on at the different locations. You know, he starts letting his nephews run a few of the locations, and then, you know, he eventually gets employees that he trusts to run the other ones. In the end of the game, after Scrooge McDuck gives young Xehanort the perfect flavor of ice cream, teaching him what true joy means and makes him finally stop being such a huge asshole, because even though in Kingdom Hearts, going back in time makes you forget what you learned in the future, it doesn't make you not an asshole. So he's just going to stay not an asshole in the past, and he will curb some of the potential problems of Kingdom Hearts timeline. Anyway, the actual absolute ending of this game, if somebody plays to corner the entire market and Pete surrenders. Scrooge McDuck finally starts production on the Gummy Ship Highway like he intended to do at the beginning of the Kingdom Hearts franchise, because he realized the Heartless are no longer a problem and he can finally connect the worlds properly. Finally delivering on the character arc of Scrooge McDuck.
When I think of character arcs at the forefront of what I want to see, I think of Scrooge McDucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Above anything else. So I'm really glad that you've given us an opportunity of that with your game. Next up,
real quick. I'm being sincere.
Yeah.
Since we started doing the Avenging My Youth series, this game is what I have wanted.
As soon as Scrooge McDuck showed up in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
As soon as that happened.
I'm like, what's up with that? I want to learn more about that. What's his deal? What's he gonna do?
It is interesting where they go, their rules of, can't know about or travel to other worlds, except Scrooge McDuck. He's been doing all this shit. He just cheats because he's rich.
Merlin's a bullshit artist and just helping him go across these worlds. And he's not even good at keeping it a secret. He's like, let me tell you a secret. I'm from another world and I can tell you are too.
Oh. We're the privileged.
Join me in the 1% Ventus. God.
We're going to go to Feel next. Do anything. Fuck up my
All
game.
right, I'll talk about my protagonist. The protagonist of this game, his name is Oka. That is O-K-A.
Mm-hmm.
He is voiced by David Henry. That is the main male character from Wizards of Waverly Place. We're using the Kingdom Hearts pattern where Disney child actors can either become drug addicts or Kingdom Hearts characters. That is the two paths that stand before them. Correct! He has a similar sort of atmosphere to someone like Riku or Noctis, where he's like a cool guy, but he is as dumb as Terra.
Oh no!
And a lot of the humor of beats of the game will be his inner monologue, as he is essentially forced to do ridiculous things he does not want to do, and that he feels ruins his cool image. As an example, the Aristocats are in this game.
Ooh.
And one of the side stories is Oka has to find a cat food these snobby cats will eat. And every step of the side quest, you get his inner monologue of, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing this? What series of events in my life led to me trying to kill these giant monsters to get something these snobby cats will eat? And that's kind of his interactions with everybody. He's a kind of cool guy that is very dumb, but everybody can see through him and disrespects him.
Oh, good.
But he also is very nice and will help people with their problems, which is how he forms all the connections that power up his kind of shitty Keyblade.
So he's the cooler Sora.
I would say he's more like anime teenager Kazuma Kiryu.
Okay. All right.
Well, now that we've gotten some important protagonist information for Kingdom Hearts Future Twilight Parallel, we're gonna move on to Bob. Bob, you have yet another opportunity to do your thing.
All right. I think I need to talk about Sephiroth. So Sephiroth, only getting transported to this world moments before Cloud. He's been here for years, maybe even decades. He's become the ruler of this world and really mellowed out because he realized this world is basically what he's always wanted. It's instead of a planet he's driving around to places, the planet that's constantly sucking in worlds that have fallen into darkness or near darkness. So he doesn't even need to do anything, but now he's become more of a regional lord and realizes if he just kills everyone in the world, he has nothing to do, so he might as well keep them alive. That's why he's sending Cloud out on different missions to acclimate new regions that get sucked into his world. So when, say, the Lion King world crashes into it, Cloud needs to go out there and help them, like, become part of the community. Also, the true main villain, beyond Garland.
Oh no.
Culex is here.
Culex! You! Oh, God.
He's the one who is the leader of the Crystal Heart. So he's trying to send these guys all throughout the world of Twilight, and you have to fight them off and stop him from plunging the whole universe into true darkness instead of Twilight. That's why you have Gino there to help you.
Man. That's a lot. I was not ready. Similarly, I'm not ready for what Dr. Aggro is about to do.
Okay. I mean, there's a lot to pick from, but I think the most important thing to get across, after you've beaten the final boss once, so your main character doesn't actually have a name throughout the game. She is given the title The Loving Sophist by Yen Sid after they have an incredibly mind-numbingly pretentious conversation, mostly about nothing, because the process of kicking her heart out of normal resonance sync wiped her memory. So she just sort of blank slates her way through the game, and the characters in the Kingdom Hearts universe are always like, oh, who is this chick? I mean, she's amazing. She's really powerful. She's got to be somebody's Heartless or nobody, or where's she from? After you beat the game the first time, you gain access to an extra world, which is actually just the island Luke Skywalker was living on in the sequel trilogy.
It's...
And you go down into the cave to ask the darkness about your past. It's at that point astute players might realize that their console is connecting to the internet. Because if certain secret conditions aren't met, it turns out that you are in fact Anastasia from the Don Bluth movie, Anastasia. A hole rips over into the Don Bluthiverse, and you have to fight an enormous version of that owl from The Secret of Nim.
Oh my fucking god.
If, however, certain secret conditions are met, namely the confirmed purchase of certain other games and several DLCs for that game, it turns out that the main character is in fact Agni. Yes! And all of the clues finally make sense.
Oh, man. Good luck with deciding, motherfucker.
Give me a moment. The tablet I had in my mouth didn't break. This is the problem. We have to continue the show.
Should have sprung for the dental implant. All you got to do is bite down a little bit hard.
Okay. All right. Somehow this will be the longest episode of Armchair Devs because I'm looking at our flow. We still have more to do. The contestants now get to ask one question each to the other contestants. So starting with Dr. Aggro, you get to grill the other three with one question.
Dan, video games.
Yes.
At any point in your game, do I get to beat the shit out of a guy with a Keyblade?
No, we thought we would do an interesting thing in the Kingdom Hearts series and not have it be fucking obsessed about Keyblades.
That sounds
but instead,
disastrous.
Be obsessed about the meta narrative of the Keyblades and the universe itself. So it still is jacking off lore dumps. It's just not about Keyblades specifically.
Off-putting. Bob, video games.
Yes.
So in this bold new Final Fantasy character-filled Kingdom Hearts game, how enormous do you plan to make Tifa's tits, or are you going to be a coward?
I figured we would stay with the current standard, which is the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and not go too crazy.
Is she at least barefoot?
No.
Just disappointment everywhere I turn. Feel.
Yeah.
You made a bold decision in this crossover where you have the noise from The World Ends With You. At any point in your game, do you take that a step farther and also add Alka noise?
Oh my god, I just realized what this was. I don't think he knows what this is.
It's okay if you don't know what this is.
That's
real.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this is.
either.
What bit is this?
So that's just... I guess you're distressingly unprepared. KZ, I don't have any further questions.
Oh my god.
Okay, it's fine. We don't always need to get an answer. I'd prefer it if we didn't. Feel, you underperformed there, but you have a chance to ask other people questions. Just do it.
Dan,
Yes.
how do you support an entire game on the conceit that Pete has any fucking chance against Scrooge McDuck in a business competition?
Let me explain. Since this game is made by Vanillaware and all the ice cream looks fucking exceptional,
Son of a bitch.
they won't be thinking about Pete's dumb ass lumbering in to deliver some sort of comedy sketch every so often. They'll be looking at every bit of ice cream and thinking, how fucking gorgeous is this?
Okay. Bob,
Yeah.
will I be able to defeat Kulex by repeatedly throwing rock candy into the air?
Of course. He's very easily distracted.
I gotta play that again.
Aggro,
Yes, sir.
on the terrible Last Jedi island that you decided to play this game for some reason,
That hurt him the most clearly.
will your protagonist be able to drink blue alien milk?
I mean, if you can effectively complete the minigame, yes.
Oh no!
Good,
what
you gotta
happens
make
if you
sure
get
people
bad?
earn it. No further questions.
Okay. Dan. Begin.
Thank you. Bob,
What's up?
I notice you're doing a lot of Square Enix deep cuts. I need to ask you if we're going to have something people have been waiting over a decade for, over 2 decades for.
Okay.
Are we finally going to get that fuck from Dragon Quest IV, Pizarro, that Sephiroth is blatantly a ripoff of? Or are we going to get dialogue between the two of them? Is Pizarro in your game?
I hate to break it to you, Dan. There's no Dragon Quest in my game. There's everything else. There's no Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest is its own spin-off.
That's tragic. That's really, really tragic. Dr. Aggro,
Mm-hmm.
what more can you tell me about Talon, the magical spaceship that travels through time and its involvement in your game?
Well, since Talon is an enormous, complicated, spacefaring vessel, it would be unreasonable to expect one memory-wiped girl to be able to pilot it by herself. So it is, in fact, crewed by other beings in various stages of the Sorening that she has used her power to mind dominate into servitude.
I mean, their minds are free now, you know, because they agree with her.
Thank you, Detroit.
Also, it talks.
Good.
Thank you for that unnecessary bit. Theo,
Yes.
what is... maybe this question's unfair. I always go into these with this in mind, but I'm not sure. What is the climax and ending of your game? What is the conclusion of the arcs in this game? How does it deliver itself?
Well, Twilight City is sort of like if Twilight Town was Midgar. It is in perpetual twilight. There is no sky. Nobody really knows what is covering the sky, and they don't really think about it. We kind of are going back to the Kingdom Hearts 1 sort of the Little Prince type deal where the planets are kind of weird and surreal. You know, it goes back to that Kingdom Hearts 1 vibe of, is this a dream or not? At the end of the game, after you defeat the man with the noise arm, Akeru Hakure, you learn that the parallel is not actually that secret noise space. It is actually your entire world that exists in parallel to an entirely different world. That world being the Kingdom Hearts 1, the actual Kingdom Hearts setting.
Oh, okay.
And what will happen is that in the climax of the game, Riku will appear, and he's looking for Sora. And he won't play a very large role. He won't actually help you fighting the antagonist because he's doing his own things. But it will be the first hint that, you know, you're actually in that other world Sora ended up in after he used the power of waking in Kingdom Hearts 3. But the climax of the game will be Oka channeling the power of all the bonds he has used in the formed in the entire game with everybody, even the villain after he defeats them and learns his backstory and everything. And he'll do a big slash with a light sword, and the sky will shatter. And it'll reveal an actual daybreak, and you bring daybreak to Twilight City.
Oh, that's very cool. That's very cool. No further questions.
Okay, I believe Bob is left.
Okay, let's see.
I mean, he's to my right, but I don't know, maybe from where you're sitting.
Let's see.
Can you believe that guy made ice cream puns?
Oh my god! Everyone's got such pitches.
Yes.
Let's see.
Bob's like, I can't hold all these pitches.
Dan,
Yes.
will we see any of Pete's extended family in this game?
We figured that might actually be terrifying for people to see in a Vanillaware art style. They're kind of a little unsettling. Pete's enough to deal with, and having a whole gaggle of them might be too much. But what you do see is that he has teamed up with the burglars that you think of as the iconic burglars in DuckTales.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh no, the Beagle Boys!
Yes,
Yeah.
the Beagle Boys.
A second small follow-up question.
Okay, sure.
Does Scrooge McDuck look like a real duck in Vanillware's art style? Is that what they're doing?
No.
Yes, with a little waist jacket.
No!
No, they're going more for a Princess Crown look, you know?
Okay.
More something like that, a bit more anime, less Dragon's Crown realism in the food territory. Because, you know, the important part, right, like your best animes, is that the food looks delicious and detailed and very real, and the characters don't look like any of those things I just said.
All right. Feel? I'm really not sure.
Yeah.
Are there multiple worlds you go to? Do we see any returning worlds in your...
No, this entire game takes place in Twilight City, but Disney and Square Enix characters both live in the city, which is how you do side quests, you know, for the Aristocats. You help the Great Mouse Detective solve cases. Yeah. You meet Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde, who are beat cops. You get to go to the bar and meet the bouncer crew. There are actual non-shitty versions of the Final Fantasy X-2 cast that aren't stupid fucking fairies.
This sounds better than any other Kingdom Hearts game ever.
It also seems very budget-friendly.
You Also, Vanitas is there with a different name, and he runs a batting cage.
Oh, this is just a Yakuza game. I gotcha.
Oh, God damn it.
Dr. Aggro, is your game actually another game just blatantly?
No. And I'm kind of offended that you keep asking me that while Feel is in the room.
Oh, yeah, no, I understand that. I just figured this out for Feel. I need to know if yours is here.
I mean, it is a Kingdom Hearts game. I mean, except for the multiplayer, which is a battle royale.
Oh, my
What?
Oh, did I not mention the all Sora battle royale mode?
You didn't say it, but I envisioned it.
No.
That makes sense, you know? Is it melee or do they have
Yeah.
like guns?
Oh no, it's all
It
Kingdom
does.
Hearts combat. Our netcode is going to be shitting the bed for this.
Somehow still better than Dissidia NT.
Oh man, they all get to drop in. That's great.
Mm-hmm. Get the glide down.
They drop in T-posing, and the game fucking goes to 4 frames a second for like 2 solid minutes.
Yes. After they're all on the Kingdom Hearts bus. But that, I guess that's everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
It in fact is. I'm just trying to cope. All right, well, now that we've done all of that, there's one last thing for you guys to do. A final statement. 30 seconds will be given to each of the 4 contestants to throw their final attacks. And we will start with Dr. Aggro.
In addition to a stunning regular game and the remarkable multiplayer experience, Residence Reconnect Infinite Gray Sky also has a pack-in visual novel app that is a dating sim in which you fill the hearts of the entire organization to expel Xenohort influence from their souls to try and make the entire Kingdom Hearts timeline never have happened.
Finally, the game we've been waiting for.
All right. Next up's gonna be Dan.
Kingdom Hearts Rocky Road is a exceptional idea for a spin-off game because it doesn't complicate the lore any further. It explores one of the characters while also providing fan service and getting nice dialogue with each of the characters, getting to just tell you heartwarming stories or little personal bits about themselves, all without involving any new giant villain or anything else, which is great because we just finished a huge trilogy of games and it would be a mistake to invent a villain for a side game. This is a stopgap, a delicious, tasty treat.
Delicious and appropriate. We're gonna move on to Feel.
Kingdom Hearts Future Twilight Parallel will not win Game of the Year. However, due to being on the Switch, it will sell millions and millions of copies and spawn a fan base exactly as insane as the fan base for the 358 over 2 days cast.
Wonderful. And now, Bob.
Kingdom Hearts Timeless Twilight will actually involve a lot more things I didn't get to talk about, like Final Fantasy 1 areas, Final Fantasy 6 areas, Final Fantasy Tactics areas. The Star Ocean cast is going to come in there on a spaceship. Valkyrie Profile Lennis is going to have Oron with her. The Little Mermaid, Wreck-It Ralph, Lilo and Stitch, and Pinocchio will all be stranded, and you will help them reunite their world.
How the fuck did Valkyrie Profile make it in, but no Dragon Quest?
Like I said, that's a separate spinoff. I can't do it. They're the ones that get the crossover as Hanna-Barbera.
Oh. Well, now that I've heard everything I need to hear about have I heard everyone? I'm blacked out. I'm falling apart. I think we've heard everyone, which means I need to take a break. Need to take a break and think on this. I'll do just that. well, I have now heard a disgusting amount of information across 4 different pitches. I'd like to talk a little bit about them before we bring an end to this whole thing. So first off, let's talk about Kingdom Hearts Timeless Twilight from Bob.
Okay.
This is the most batshit thing I have seen. You carpet bombed us with a lot of information at the end, but there's a lot here. Really taking the concept of Kingdom Hearts of an infinite amount of Disney worlds and flipping it to be the Square Enix side. Everything from Chrono Trigger, Star Ocean, to brave things like making sure Tifa is wearing shoes, which I have not only capitalized, but bolded because it's brave, and I would say correct.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't go to the Tangled world.
I am very, very impressed with that. Some really good deep cuts in here, like Scion Barzad, and of course QLX has me very interested. So, feeling pretty good overall about your game, especially stuff like 1 new playable character per each world, I think is a nice step of innovation for the Kingdom Hearts series, of going beyond just party members, but new playable characters specific. I think that's cool. Next up, we've got Kingdom Hearts Future Twilight Peril.
Yeah.
That's Mr. Feel's game. This feels very familiar with stuff like the Command Deck system, going across different worlds, bringing back some of the World Ends with You style stuff with the noise, but brings things forward. We're changing how you get your commands, bonding with other characters. This main character in general, Oka, seems interesting. I do like the fact that he's voiced by someone from the Wizards of Waverly Place, an ethereal Disney sitcom that even I didn't jump into at all. I think Selena Gomez was in that one.
Oh, I never watched it. I just know it exists.
I was guessing, so don't worry. This seems very interesting, and also targeting the Switch seems to be a good idea at this point. Next up, Dan had Kingdom Hearts Rocky Road. He has the most notes still. In fact, no one's notes could even touch the flavor section. A mobile game, or a mobile-centric game that's like trying its best to like focus less on creating big new elements to the series, but referencing some old stuff, being a fun chill out game. You simulate making all the ice cream for the various different characters. Picking up on the Scrooge McDuck arc, I think, is hilarious, but also really nice. And Vanillaware making it would make it the most expensive ice cream game of all time, but also the best looking one of all time. So I think there's a nice exchange there.
I don't know what you're talking about. They are rather cheap. They just take years.
He didn't give us a release window, did he?
I didn't say what it was coming out.
Surprisingly, this is more of a video game than some of their recent offerings.
Oh.
Now, moving on to our final contestant, Dr. Aggro, with Resonance Reconnect Infinite Gray Sky. I don't know what the fuck this is. There's a battle royale here. You're killing Soras. There's the Talon spaceship. There's Destiny 2 islands that gets better after a couple of expansions. Don Bluth is involved. Some of that shit's really cool. Agni creates Kino. There's a lot here. But also, it hurts. It hurts. Because it's a nightmarish labyrinth that I think makes sense vaguely, doesn't, but maybe it does?
That sounds like Kingdom Hearts.
And I feel like I'll die in that labyrinth. No food, no water, just content to consume. Also, The Last Jedi is somehow involved in some way. And that's good. You got to get in the popular IPs and the things people like. It's here that I would reveal the winner of Armchair Devs Kingdom Hearts. However, there has been a problem. I have set up this show to give ourselves 4 pitches for Kingdom Hearts games. However, no one consulted series director Tetsuya Nomura on all of this. It's unfortunate he is enraged at the idea of, yet again, people trying to make games without his permission. However, Square wants this to happen regardless. It's after months and months of negotiation and making him direct 4 more games that we've come up with the end game for this. And as it turns out, there will be 2 winners for this Armchair Devs. These will become side Kingdom Hearts games that will hold the branding, but Tetsuya Nomura will refuse to make them as canon as possible for some reason. However, we will be giving a special consolation prize to one of the 2 games that did not win. And that winner is, for Dr. Aggro, Resonance Reconnect Infinite Gray Sky will not be made a game, but will, however, be usable as a game concept with all of its stuff by the Square Enix Collective. So any independent developer who wants to partner up with the Square Enix Collective and wants to work with them have as an option to recreate Resonance Reconnect Infinite Gray Sky with some changes to make sure that it would work with proper rights and everything.
Cool. I'm going to go drink a gun.
Congratulations. Your game will live on should people seek it out. That then leaves us with 2 winners. The first winner I shall announce will be Kingdom Hearts Rocky Road.
Yes.
We will seek out to make this a new mobile experience. We're going to need that, because we can't just live off Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. I like everything that you brought to the table here. Partnering up with Vanillaware is a good idea. Maybe in the future we can collaborate with them on more action-related fare.
Sure.
Build some relationships. That is exciting.
I'm just thrilled that people get to see the story about how Ursula stole Scrooge McDuck's ice cream.
That just... that's really great. And now there's only one other game that can become a real a Kingdom Hearts game. And the winner of that is going to be Kingdom Hearts Timeless Twilight.
Yes!
Which is Bob's video game. It is my number 1 winner because it brings together so many great things about the Square Enix universe. It brings it together. It has Kulex in it. That basically won you the game as soon as you revealed the secret villain is Kulex, because that's so sick. I want to see AAA video game version of Kulex in a video game really bad. Tifa wearing shoes also helped you win quite a bit.
I'm very excited to be working with Platinum Games on this game.
I am so proud of both you and Kingdom Hearts Rocky Road. However, I have wonderful news for Kingdom Hearts Future Twilight Parallel, because we thought of every title here. We needed to make sure they would get something. And while you will not be able to use the Kingdom Hearts branding, you can retrofit and get this game concept, and we have given it to a Square Enix developer, as we shall be giving it to Crystal Dynamics to make something out of it.
Oh no, a coffin.
Okay.
It will be their next game to follow up the Avengers. And we're going to see if we can keep as much of this working as possible to truly bring about this vision. Because like with Kingdom Hearts, we can't just make one game. We've got to make a bunch of them. And we have to confuse the audience as much as possible unless they pay a lot of attention to the news.
I'm fine with this. Now we can put Gex in as a link.
Yes.
I feel like I set this up real early. These results before the show. I regret who I picked because Phil has shot me again. This has been Armchair Devs Kingdom Hearts. This was a mistake.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Armchair Devs. Podcasts like this and Big Think Dimension are only possible with viewer support. If you'd like to help us in the fight for good content, please show us your support over on patreon.com/gbpodcasts, where you can also listen to the extended pitches that couldn't make it into this episode. This video was brought to you by the power of the legendary GigaBoots executive producers: Vincent Povert, Nicholas Cameron, E. Lee Broyles, Star Falcon, Spaceman Spiff, Danny Richardson, Dryzart, Red Blaze 27, and Texas Man joins Smash. Thank you for lending us your power, our executive producers. And also these guys. If you want to become powerful like our executive producers, then head on over to www.patreon.com/GigaBoots today.